Greetings to all the respectable dignitaries here present. Chairman Michael Xiao of Taiwan-Asia Exchange Foundation. Mr. Kazuyuki Katayama, the Chief Representative, Japan-Taiwan Exchange Association. Honorable Silvestre Bello III, Chairman and Resident Representative, Manila Economic and Cultural Office, represented by his Deputy Director, Mr. Michael J. Sir. Honorable Chi Ming Ping, Chairman, Taiwan Association for Disaster Prevention Industry. Congratulations, sir, to your incoming post and my best wishes. Mr. Wolfgang Marzin, President and Chief Executive Officer, Messi Frankfurt, and Mr. Yui Tong, the General Manager of K-Best Technology Incorporated. My fellow presenters from Japan. My recognition also goes to all the people and organizations behind the 2024 Asia Disaster Prevention Summit, including co-organizers Messi Frankfurt and Taiwan Global Radio Alliance, all other guests from different organizations and delegations. Ladies and gentlemen, a pleasant day to all. I am deeply honored and grateful as a delegate of the Bureau of Fire Protection, Philippines, to be invited in this international exchange on disaster prevention. No less than the Chief of the Bureau of Fire Protection, Philippines, express his full support and gratitude to the organizers for this great opportunity to engage on international partnership and continuous collaboration. I just hope I will be able to deliver an interesting and impactful discussion today. My presentation is entitled Global Collaboration, a Key to Successful Disaster Prevention and Response. Global collaborations are great avenues that mobilize and draw different races together to work toward a common goal. They allow countries and organizations to pool and share resources, expertise, and knowledge. They are usually held as a means for cultivating international linkages and empowering participants or stakeholders to adeptly address matters of mutual concern. Today, we convene to tackle, share insights or information, and learn more about a very significant matter, and that is disaster prevention and response. The Philippines is an archipelago of over 7,100 islands with outstanding physical features, including the irregular archipelagic configuration, the long coastline, the great extents of mountains and river systems, yet the Philippines is one of the most disaster-prone countries in the world. Situated along the Pacific Ring of Fire, the country experiences typhoon, flash floods, landslide, earthquake, and volcanic eruption. Each year, approximately 20 typhoons enter the Philippine area of responsibility. At least 10 typhoons are expected to hit the island nation annually, with 5 expected to be destructive. The most powerful typhoon that struck the Philippines was the Super Typhoon Haiyan on November 8, 2013. The typhoon's fury claimed the lives of over 6,300 people and left around 2,000 people missing. The total cost of the damage was estimated to reach around $3 billion, the costliest in the Philippine history. Another disaster that frequently hits the country is flooding. Excessive rains brought by monsoons and typhoons cause flooding in the metropolis and a storm surge along its coastal areas. An average of at least one disastrous flood every year happened in the country. The deadliest flooding was the 1991 Ormoc flash flood. It was caused by Typhoon Uring, tolling the lives of around 5,000 individuals in Ormoc City alone. It devastated the city and caused damage amounting to $27.7 million. The Philippines is likewise a landslide-prone country. The combination of mountainous and hilly region and experienced earthquake, as well as intense rainfall brought by monsoons and typhoons, make the terrain naturally susceptible to landslide. Up to 80% of the country's total land is a landslide-prone area, making the country fourth and most exposed landslide risk after Indonesia, India, and China. On February 17, 2006, the deadliest landslide incident happened in Kinsaogon village in the town of St. Bernard's, southern Leyte. The collapse of the overlooking mountain slope buried not less than 1,100 villagers alive in thick and slick mud. Earthquakes are also common in the Philippines, and around 100 to 150 earthquakes per year with a magnitude of 4.0 and above have been felt in the country. And just recently, a 7.5 earthquake happened in Taiwan. And I hope there will be less unbearable aftershock. And my kudos to all the responders coming from the National Fire Agency. The 1976 Moro Gulf earthquake is by far the most tragic earthquake in the country with regard to strength and ground shaking, and a death toll with 7.9 magnitude. It killed 8,000 people. Further, the Philippines lies along the area where tectonic plates meet and has 24 active volcanoes. Thus, volcanic eruptions also happen in the country. The 1991 Mount Pinatubo eruption was one of the most devastating disasters of the 20th century. Here, 847 people perished and approximately 10,000 residents were left homeless. Even after 5 years, the hazardous effect of Mount Pinatubo eruption continued, causing serious environmental damage and property loss. Apart from these natural disasters are human-induced disasters like insurgencies, civil disturbances, war, and terrorism, and hazardous material incidents. Destructive fires are also among the human-induced disasters that cause havoc in the country. For the past 5 years, more than 12,000 fire incidents are recorded this year in the entire country. We know that's not the Philippines that experience all these kind of disasters I mentioned. Our neighboring countries had also their own. Hence, global collaborations is very important to generate a comprehensive approach and scientific solutions to a worldwide problem like disasters. Through global collaborations, we in the Philippine Fire Service are able to identify our operational needs based on international standards and enhance the capability of the agency in responding to emergencies and disasters and providing humanitarian assistance. Our international alliance has likewise reaped success in propagating awareness, preparedness, and resilience among our countrymen. As part of its measures to address predicament on natural and human-induced disasters, the Philippine government created the Bureau of Fire Protection and passed certain statutes or issued orders that aim to strengthen the agency's role in disaster preparedness and response. We have Republic Act 6975, or otherwise known as the DILG Act of 1990, that creates the Bureau of Fire Protection and defines its role on fire prevention, fire suppressions, and fire investigation. Republic Act 10121, or the Philippine Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Act of 2020, the statute that defines the BFP's role on humanitarian assistance and disaster relief. Executive Order 56 Series of 2018, an order that expands the agency's mandate in providing emergency medical services, technical search and rescue, and responding to hazmat emergencies. Lastly, Republic Act 11589, or otherwise known as the BFP Modernization Law, the latest statute enacted by Congress to seek and modernizing the Bureau of Fire Protection and make it more responsive fire service agency that is globally at par with our counterparts in terms of human resource knowledge and capabilities, equipments and assets, as well as best practices and strategies. Given the Philippine situs and expansion of the BFP's functions, there is certainly a need for continuous knowledge upgrade and skills enhancement through subject matter expert exchange and other form of collaborations in the future, especially on preventing and responding to disaster. To make the Philippine Fire Service equally capable with that of the neighboring countries like Taiwan and Japan and Singapore, we will be able to contribute the holistic development of the region. Moreover, based on current training needs analysis, aside from skills enhancement, the BFP likewise needs managerial adeptness and operation, administrative competency, and training facilities for cross-training exercises. We in the Bureau of Fire Protection, however, believe that the agency will be able to cope with this through acquisition of knowledge and skills and emulations of counterparts' best practices during joint training exercises. Here are some of the international collaborations the BFP have done in the past. As shown earlier in the video, I am very proud to present the joint training program conducted between Japan, Taiwan, and the Philippines. And I am very grateful of the support coming from the National Fire Agency, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and of course, the Taiwan-Asia Exchange Foundation for ensuring that the JTP will continue. And up to this present, we already conducted at least 4 JTPs. Last year, we have 2 JTPs, the JTP3 and the JTP4. And I'm very proud to share to everyone the success of the JTP towards the development of our human resource in the Bureau of Fire Protection. I must recognize that JTP helps the BFP so much. Through the program, the BFP is able to address its wants for knowledge and skills enhancement, obtain better understandings of Taiwan's and Japan's best practices and innovative solutions. It is therefore the hope of our agency that more collaborations will be done in the future with Taiwan, Japan, to the National Fire Agency, and JICA, and the FMDA, and other partners, countries, and the region. Another international collaborations that the BFP did was the United States Defense Threat Reduction Agency, or the US DETRA, in 2017 and 2021. This training incorporate on the response on hazmat, chemical, biological, radiological, and nuclear weapons of mass destructions. Some of these trainings are conducted in Colorado, USA, and in Czech Republic. The United States Special Operation Command Pacific, or we call the SOCPAC, is another agency that offered training. In September last year, BFP joined the Tempest Twin exercise, a bilateral interagency law enforcement drill between the United States of America and the Philippines, designed to test and improve the ability of both nations to rapidly plan, coordinate, and conduct counter-terrorism operation. The BFP Philippines also had opportunity to collaborate with other countries in the region, like the Republic of South Korea, for several years through the Gyeonggi-do Fire Service Academy on international cooperation course for disaster management. In November of last year, we had another international collaboration with the European Union CBRN Center for Excellence in partnership with International Security Emergency Management Institute. We also had collaboration with the Civilian Research and Development Foundation Global since 2021, where they provided the following training on chemical security and safety. The Louisiana State University National Center for Biomedical Research and Training Academy for Counter-Terrorism Education also held training on weapon of mass destruction incident. The BFP were able to learn the technical knowledge and skills necessary to successfully respond in such situation. The Bureau of Fire Protection also had the chance to train and learn with our partners from the Singapore Civil Defense Force on different strategies and techniques during search and rescue operation. Foreign agencies like the Fire and Disaster Management Agency in Japan, the Japan International Cooperation Agency, and the International Law Enforcement Academy in Thailand were likewise some of the organizations that offered valuable and useful trainings or exercises to the human resource of the Bureau of Fire Protection. Through this international collaboration and joint exercises, the Bureau of Fire Protection in the Philippines is able to gradually improve its services and equip its personnel with competence to carry out their duties of saving lives and properties. I can confidently say that the global collaboration has a huge impact for the Philippine Fire Service to enhance our public safety services. Thus, we look forward for more international cooperation in the future. As regard the JTP, I respectfully propose that the next training will focus on search and rescue for international engagement. This program will develop our personnel to be deployed internationally to help in the conduct of the humanitarian assistance and disaster relief. Indeed, one of the agenda and trust in the modernization plan of the Bureau of Fire Protection, Philippines, is the enhancement of personnel capability, especially in search and rescue operation, to maximize and extend our services not only in our countries, but also in the region and the rest of the world. In line with this, the agency is currently working in gearing towards the accreditation of the services, of our services in the International Search and Rescue Advisory Group, or what we call the NSARAG, because we really want that the BFP will adopt an international standard during rescue operation. As the saying goes, unity is strength. When there is teamwork and collaboration, wonderful things can be achieved. As a public safety advocate, allow me also to share to you the Fire Square Roadshow, a public fire education program of the Bureau of Fire Protection that aims to inculcate preparedness and capability in times of fire and different times of emergencies and disaster. It seeks to instill the culture of safety, security, discipline, and self-help among our countrymen, especially the young minds or the children. For me, this is a proof that indeed collaboration begets wonderful things. We were able to formulate this Fire Square Roadshow program because of the various collaborations, experiences, and international engagement that we had in the past. This has been implemented in several places all over the country, adopting a whole of society approach and an interagency undertakings where stakeholders from both public and private sectors converge and collaborate in place we called Square, with respective booth to teach and allow children to learn public safety interactively. Before I end my presentation, on behalf of the Bureau of Fire Protection, I would like to invite everyone to please join us in our Fire Expo 2024 that will be this coming July 16 to 18 in the Philippines. This is the first in the history of the fire service that we will be having a Fire Expo. Fire Expo means the first firefighting expo in the Philippines and World Trade Center. So I hope everyone can go and join us. Lastly, I would like to share this quote: alone, we can do so little. Together, we can do so much. Collaboration can therefore be our key to successful prevention and response to disaster. Thank you very much for your attention, and a pleasant day to all.